welcome back as we now are getting ready for game number 3, which will be Boosted Animals Reborn versus Cat 1, who we saw play last game and have a pretty one-sided game against Ashland University. So we'll see how they choose to play out this pick ban phase. Last time they put 3 bans onto the support, followed by a first pick Thresh, confident in themselves.
Yeah, it was definitely that first pick Thresh was very worth the first pick. We saw a lot of key death sentences connected to that game. Definitely spent about the last 45 minutes talking about that Thresh.
Definitely.
The last 2 Threshes we've seen. Can't speak enough of them.
Right, so LeBlanc ban coming down. Unsurprisingly, 5 Fires seem to be very comfortable on that. Banned away from last game as well. Lysandra being taken away from Boosted Animals. Demonius, the God, and Experiment both playing Lysandra pretty well. Hecarim being taken away from Japanese Import. We saw just how impactful it was last game. I'm going to spit fire here. Kindred getting banned away against Mike Oxmal, being his arguably number 1 jungler, and Kindred being very powerful in those preventing those team sort of plays and whatnot, so good ban there. And another Elise ban coming down, as we saw last game as well against Japanese Import. No Thresh ban, which means they might be looking to first pick it, or maybe they don't consider it a threat. Lucian being taken away for Hurricanes, being Hurricanes' number 1 pick. Ooh. All right, Ricky.
Yeah,
all right,
they're just trolling us.
They're just giving the casters a fun time as Rek'Sai gets locked in first.
Yeah, definitely an interesting first pick there. Love seeing the Rek'Sai, especially with Conqueror. A lot of synergy, able to proc that true damage aspect of the Conqueror very quickly. But we'll see what type of jungler the other team responds with.
Yeah, so Morgana being ticked up. I had a chance to talk with Jay Young before the game, and he was mentioning, you know, he wanted to show what else he had in his kit. Didn't want everyone thinking that, you know, he can only play Thresh and taking the Thresh away. He wants to make sure that it's not banned away from him because he wants to show that there are other things he can play as well really well. So the Morgana Caitlyn, which we saw come up a lot at the beginning of the season as being sort of the meta pick, with the heavy long range damage. See how Bar responds to pick up the Varus. Good pick into the good, fairly good pick into the Morgana Caitlyn. Wonder if they'll pick up a support here to match it, or if they'll opt to prio. Oh, yep, Thresh being hovered.
Surprised to see the Thresh get picked up with that Morgana on the opposing side. That's honestly might have counterpicked himself unless he plays very well hovering the Taric, but that could be seeing a mid lane Morgana.
Might be matching the Teemo hover.
Yeah, actually will see the Nocturne get picked up. One of my preferred champions to cast. I love Paranoia. It's one of my favorite abilities in the game.
Yeah, I think Paranoia is really powerful when you pair it with like someone like Morgana.
Especially if you just consider Paranoia in competitive play. When you get to shut the lights off against 5 people that are talking to each other, it's very strong.
Yeah, Vladimir being banned away, an interesting ban. I think I would like to see a ban come down, perhaps something like a Vel'Koz or something, you know, Demonius is pretty well known for. As the Ryze gets taken away, you know, we did see Chang Yun doing pretty well in that Ryze last game. Didn't get to really flex on anyone because the game didn't get quite to that point.
The game went to only 19 minutes, and when you're a 19-minute Ryze, you don't get to fully show off, but definitely saw a ton of damage coming out of him.
And the Alawi getting taken away from Experiment as well. They don't want to deal with any of that nonsense. So
I never want to deal with that Alawi nonsense.
Someone who plays a lot of Alawi, I understand why.
I know you play a lot of Alawi. It tilts me off the face of Summoner's Rift. So.
On the Jace, I really like the fact that they took away the Jace, because that Jace just opened up the map.
Yeah, both of those picks we saw, the Jace and the Ryze. 2 picks that we saw Cat 1 pick in the last game, so not surprised to see those get banned away.
Yeah, definitely. I really like to see. I'm curious to see what else 5 Fire and Cheng Yun will pick out here. Oh, the Gangplank.
Ooh, is it a hover or are they going to give it to us? I would love.
Oh, the Gangplank gets locked in. That's what I
to see the
like
Gangplank.
to see.
Fantastic.
And it's such a strong combination with Nocturne, because if Nocturne elects to go into Paranoia, look for a bot lane play, Gangplank can throw ult on top of that. You know, Cannon Barrage going right on top. I am excited as the Sion gets hovered here. Sion being someone Experiment's very comfortable with, switches to the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, we did see recently, I believe it was patch 9.7, they took 2 seconds off of all of the cooldown levels of Rupture for Cho'Gath, which is his knockup. So that'll definitely pay off in the team fights. Another Teemo hover, just a lot of BM coming through. I mean, we could see Teemo.
What did I say? The Vel'Koz.
Gotta love the Vel'Koz. Vel'Kozby.
Yeah, Vel'Koz coming in. They are pretty AP centric. You know, they do have the Varus, but Rek'Sai does a lot of damage. I don't know how many opportunities against this composition we'll be able to see as the Akali gets hovered. Another Akali.
Yeah, if there's one champion that is better at dueling with Conquer, better at dueling in general than this Rek'Sai, it's the Nocturne. With normally taking the lethal tempo, so hard to fight against that Nocturne in a 1v1.
Yeah, both compositions looking pretty nasty. I mean, you see the Vel'Koz, Cho'Gath, Varus, like all synergize pretty well. Once Varus is able to throw down ultimate to lock people in, you can just have Vel'Koz and Cho'Gath just dumping everything into that area. The silence being very crucial, the Vel'Koz ult being crucial there. I mean, they got a pretty nasty team fight composition there. However, on Cat 1, they also have really good plays on there. They have really good 1-3-1 potential. You know, they have the Gangplank, the Nocturne, the Akali. They have Gangplank and Akali who can easily sit in side lanes alone. Nocturne hovering around on one.
Okay, I'm going to be a little conspiratorial here. I know that we've had a really dominant performance last game out of Cat 1, but we've also had a 100% win rate on Blue Side Thresh today.
Oh,
had 100% win rate on the Blue Side Thresh, so we'll see.
Stats with the Jett stats.
Jett stats, they're coming in.
But yeah, I
do have a 100% win rate currently on that, so we'll see if Boosted Animals Revival are able to get themselves moving. A lot of the death sentences have been on point today. I'm excited to see how he chooses to use that against the Morgana.
All right, well, before we analyze any further, let's run through the lineup. So, for Boosted Animals Reborn, we have Experiment 626 running the Cho'Gath top lane, Mike Oxmalbros running Rek'Sai in the jungle, Demonius the God running Vel'Koz in the mid lane, Hurricanes running Varus AD carry, and Applause running Thresh support.
And for Cat 1, we do have Cheng Yun on the Gangplank, Japanese import on the Nocturne, 5 Fire playing the Akali, Zuka on the Caitlyn, and finally Jae Young with that Morgana.
All right, and I suspect that you're going to see Bar playing around bot lane and mid lane and leaving Experiment 626 in the Cho'Gath versus Gangplank matchup. Whereas I think if you are Cat 1, you have a power farm jungler, right? You have a Nocturne whose goal is primarily to just hit level 6. It's going to be really hard for him to gank Vel'Koz, especially with Akali. No real lockdown available between them. Nocturne has to get on top of Vel'Koz. Only once he has Paranoia can that happen.
Yeah.
Gangplank being someone who takes a little bit of time to scale up, let's say. He needs some time to ramp up. However, against Cho'Gath, I mean, I'm expecting this Gangplank to be able to free farm for the most part. Not really having too much that to worry about. Is going to like to use his ultimate Cannon Barrage. Most likely, on the bot lane.
That bot lane. Once they move the Akali and the Nocturne down there with that Paranoia, if you turn the light off and you can't see that the Gangplank ultimate is coming, it's I know, very annoying to play against. One thing I wanted to point out, you mentioned that Nocturne is really looking to farm to 6. So with that, I would love to see the Rek'Sai take advantage of the fact that we really won't be seeing the Nocturne until level 6. Try to make something happen with that Unburrow. Try to get those knockups going. Maybe move on to the Akali. Try to get something onto this Gangplank. Try to combine the Rupture with the Unburrow maybe. See if they can get something going onto this Gangplank. Because you can't use the oranges on the knockups. So
yeah, you can't get rid of the knockups, right?
Yeah,
one type of CC that can't be cleansed. Now, any anticipations on any invades?
I mean, I think we're just going to see some standard 5-point coming out. So be moving on to Summoner's Rift here shortly. The final game here for our beginning round robin phase. Just to mention again, Boosted Animals Reborn versus Cat 1 and Friends.
I'm going to call double invade. Make it
Called
spicy.
double invade. One team's gonna go bot, one team's gonna go top, and they're just gonna
I don't
completely
know.
miss each
All
other.
I'm saying is I'm calling some spiciness.
Dude, I would love to see a level 1 Fiesta. I haven't got to cast a level 1 Fiesta in a minute, so I'm excited to see one if I can.
So as we are still in loading screen here, just kudos to some our video producer here as we see this lovely video.
Yeah, getting a little tour of Summoner's Rift, getting to see some of the little accentuations they have.
As we are now in game, both top laners are electing for the corrupting potion. We see Cat 1 pinging for the invade. Looks like Bar is looking for the 5-point, so we were both wrong in the middle.
Yeah,
was
we were
accurate.
both
One team
wrong.
invade.
Yeah.
I was too spicy. You weren't spicy enough.
The one thing we do need to pay attention to is the Dark Binding is such a strong ability at level 1. It's about 2.5 second binding, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
scales with the level of the ability.
Yeah, it's just an absolutely massive amount of CC for level 1.
So curious to see.
I love that Gangplank skin, and I haven't seen it since they released the Dread Nova one. No one uses it anymore.
Yep, just some plasma vision coming down. Shots. Oh, no geometry today.
Yep, geometry not quite yet. Duskbringer will come out from the Nocturne. Give him that not quite useful lethal tempo proc.
Not quite useful lethal tempo.
Let me show
Oh,
you
as
what
we
it is
see-
to
Oh,
fall.
they do get the vision. Will be able to clean
They
up the
get
ward.
the ward.
Yep, level GG. Level 2 coming through first for Cat 1 Gaming. So just lost lane.
And it seems to be pretty consistent red buff start for both junglers here. I mean, if you're Nocturne, you don't want to run a Rek'Sai, right? You just want to power farm. You want to be left alone. You want to clear. You want to look for your efficient, fast clear times. As we will see, Nocturne most likely move straight into Raptors here.
Actually opting to move towards Wolves, possibly towards that top side Scuttle Crab.
Rek'Sai, we do
Oh,
see
sorry,
coming up here.
Nocturne. Sorry about that.
Rek'Sai lucky. I like this path. This is my favorite jungle path to take. You start red buff or bottom side buff, and you go immediately to the opposite side Scuttle. This is something I elect for personally. Provides a lot of good vision as you rotate back down. Curious to see how Nocturne responds. He's going to respond by invading Raptors. This is the one thing you have to be careful of. The reason why he's so free to do this is because level 1, Cat 1 did take out that pixel ward
Yeah,
in the
they,
bush, so they know that Bar has no vision in this area.
yeah, we do have the piercing arrows coming out from this Varus, trying to find a little bit of damage just coming down. One thing you mentioned with that jungle pathing, it really optimizes when the camps will come back up. As we saw, he took the blue buff, opted move towards Gromp, and then as he moves down, he's just set himself up for a fantastic jungle clearing all game.
Yeah, interesting enough, Nocturne elected to not steal away the Raptors and just simply get a ward down. I mean, ward's good. The one thing about Nocturne is that, if he drops down the Duskbringer, it does give vision. You can, as mid laner, you can see the visual effect of it. So it does give away your position a little bit.
Yeah, I would have to play around that a little bit, try to throw it so it stays inside the wall. Because you can't hide that vision of that ability. We do have the Shroud coming out. A lot of poke, trying to find this geometry, trying to get this organic destruction passive going. We have to consider the true damage that's going to come out of the Vel'Koz's hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Demonius is someone who's very comfortable in this pick. It looks like his GP is also getting quite a bit of lane dominance going early. The Klepto is crucial, right? Interesting to see Experiment opt for Grasp here. I don't know how many times he's going to get the opportunity to proc that.
Yeah, probably should have opted towards something like a Comet just for a little more lane pressure, but like you mentioned, not sure how often he's going to get to walk up towards that game.
Right, exactly. It's piercing arrow. Another miss. Cast a Curse coming in strong. All right, as we see Nocturne electing for the skirmishing route. Rek'Sai opting for the chilling route. Challenging Smite allows Nocturne to duel so effectively.
Oh yeah, get that true damage going. He already dueled even he deals ridiculous damage with that lethal tempo, and then when you factor the true damage that comes in from that challenging smite, he does so much damage.
Absolutely. Gangplank just looking to get off the trial by fire proc whenever he can. His autos poke Cho'Gath down, who is already out of corrupting pots. Gangplank still sitting on one, although Rek'Sai is hovering.
Yeah, we do have Rek'Sai sitting around here, does have the tunnel available, may be able to move in to try anything. Akali does get himself out from the knockout.
Yeah, we see how it seems to be the playstyle of Firefire is to, to be super aggro, jump right in, make the enemy.
We do have aggression coming in. Lethal tempo and the slow will get proc for this Nocturne. Rek'Sai just trying to back away. And thankfully, Firefire had a lot of lane pressure there, able to get himself over quicker.
Yeah, and in all that, Cho'Gath was forced to TP to the top side to push the wave again. And we saw the challenging smite coming in there, just making sure that Mike Oxwell had no chance of outdueling him at all whatsoever there. Completely one-sided fight there.
Yeah, and once the unspeakable horror procs, which is
Dark
you have the Dark
connects.
Binding connected onto this Varus, does have the Lantern, but not able to connect that once you are rooted. There will be First Blood going over to the Caitlyn.
And it's an early mountain drink. I think if you are Cat 1 here, you are looking to pry on this dragon. I think you were going to see Nocturne path from these Raptors, and I'm hoping straight to Dragon, being able to pull Caitlyn and Morgana here if need be.
Ooh, Rupture won't connect. A lot of damage coming onto this Cho'Gath. Really good trades coming out of this game.
No, it looks like they are choosing to reset, as Ballin has not bought yet.
Yeah, doing the BM back right in front of the tower, too.
Yeah, 2,100 back for the Caitlyn. Not quite enough for the pickaxe along with the BF sword. So it looks like we'll opt to pick up some the dagger and big damage coming down now.
Yeah, one thing we do need to keep in mind, Vel'Koz is now level 6, so Firefire really cannot afford to get hit by knockups anymore.
Yeah, however, Vel'Koz is going to have to recall and reset. Most likely going to opt for a lost chapter here. And we do see Gangplank having the Sheen completed too, which will be really, really important. As at this point, it's going to start becoming really difficult for Cho'Gath to match him at all. The Glacial Shroud is an interesting pickup as well. I think I would have liked to see a Catalyst come down from Cho'Gath here.
Yeah, surprised to not see Catalyst, but I guess he's just opting, maybe trying to rush towards the Righteous Glory. Possibly a Frozen Heart. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Gangplank getting to free farm is pretty dangerous as well. You need someone who, after a certain point of the game, becomes nearly impossible to contest just from a sheer speed point. It's almost like Gangplank catching a deer. Silence, though, it can be very crucial in all these situations. Now, the only one thing is that it's going to be really hard for Gangplank to get any of these plates.
Yeah, won't be able to fight. Ooh, we do have Death Sentence connecting. Paranoia does come through. Not sure where Nocturne is. Comes onto the Thresh. Trap will kick him out. Ace of the Hole comes through. Will pick up the double kill going over to the Caitlyn. Will pick up the Varus.
And that is exactly the play we were talking about, right? The Paranoia into the body and the Gangplank ult coming immediately down to fall on top of that.
Oh yeah,
they could not move anywhere.
Yeah, Cannon Barrage was beautiful. As soon as they activated the Paranoia, they got the traps down. Thresh was just so scared, didn't even see that he was stepping on the trap, and he just got wiped out.
Yeah, that Paranoia makes it really difficult to see a lot of those sorts of things. You're so caught up in other events that you might not notice it right away.
Ooh, fantastic E coming through. Yeah, the curse. Oh, we do have the piercing arrow. Will steal away the Baron. Japanese import will pick up the Rek'Sai, but a fantastic Baron steal there from the Varus. I'm sorry, Dragon steal.
Yeah, and it's a mountain, so it's really crucial that they stole that away. Prevents them from, taking a 20-minute Baron or anything like that. So Gangplank will get a plate in the top side and all that, and while Cho'Gath is not home. And in that fight, bot lane, it was so crucial because Applause found such a good hook onto Zuika as well. It started off so good for Bar, but unfortunately, Cat 1 was ready for it.
Yeah, the Nocturne was on the bottom side. I'm not necessarily sure if they were looking to gank with the Paranoia there, or if they just capitalized on that aggressive play, but we do have a lot of damage coming through. A life form disintegration ray does get used, won't find anything out of this Akali as she is so mobile.
Yeah, but really good play because it forced Akali to utilize perfect execution to get away as a dash, which is really crucial here. And because Vel'Koz has blue buff, and he can spam as much as he
Dude, Paranoia
wants.
coming down into this Vel'Koz will blow the flash out of both summoners. Clarity comes in, but nothing will come through. Sorry, barrier.
Yeah, good attempt by the Vel'Koz. If the Plasma Fission found the mark there, the knock-up would have connected onto Nocturne, which may have allowed him to get away, but all in all, I mean, it was a good play from Japanese import there. You know, using Paranoia basically on cooldown right now.
Yeah, we do see him opting for the precision tree, so with that presence of mind, you just get so many stacks on your, I'm sorry, you get your ultimate up so fastly with those presence of mind stacks.
Yeah, and we do see Nocturne hovering topside right away, as we might get spotted by Vel'Koz.
To his ultimate.
Yeah, yep, you know, it's oh, dead sentence, barely missed the mark.
Nocturne trying to get out here. Rek'Sai will smite. Sorry, yeah, flash in. They are trying to fight, but Cho'Gath isn't even here to join yet. Rek'Sai will go ahead and ultimate, but just gets wiped out before the ultimate even goes off. Gangplank not exactly where he wants to be now. Won't get hit by the knockup. Akali is here. Cho'Gath just trying to get out with whatever he can. Vel'Koz is here too, but won't be able to help. 5Fire will go ahead and pick up Experiment. Lifeform Disintegration Ray comes through. Does have to blow the flash, so the last tick does not clean him up.
Yeah, a little bit of a hectic, chaotic fight there.
Not sure what you're looking for right now if you're 5Fire. 1v2 onto this Vel'Koz, trying to get whatever they can. Vel'Koz trying to make his way out. Ooh, fantastic stopwatch. Won't quite do it. Keeps himself alive, though.
Yeah, Akali got the perfect execution off cooldown, looked right away for the play, knew that she had the damage.
Double ignites coming down onto this Thresh. Not exactly where you're looking to be if you are Applause. Gets hit by Divine. I'm sorry, this Rex. I'm sorry, the Akali will be going down on this Rek'Sai with the Tunnel on Burrow.
But all in all, we are seeing another dominant performance by Cat1 so far. You know, same thing as last game. They know what the win conditions. They once again utilize their jungler to get a lead in the bot lane and are now just completely capitalizing off of it. Not moving an inch in the bot side of the map. They're going to look to take this tower, look to rotate to top side. I expect you're going to see Nocturne clear the bot side jungle and then look for Rift right after. But all in all, I mean, I'm really happy with the way that Cat1 is playing this game so far.
Yeah, we do have Caitlyn sitting on 1,500 gold, looking to complete that back. We'll go ahead and pick up the Infinity Edge, so a ton of damage about to come out of this Caitlyn.
Now we do see that, you know, Akali did manage to complete the Hextech Gunblade and all that. Vel'Koz still hasn't been able to complete Luden's Echo. Luden's Echo does offer Vel'Koz quite a bit more poke with that passive proc.
Yeah, and that extra 10% CDR that comes with completing the item. Akali uses the perfect execution. Second proc is available. She's in a 1v3. Might be able to pick up the Vel'Koz. Oh, Clarity comes through. Ooh, Demonius the God coming back in, trying to find. They will pick up Thresh here. Varus not where you want to be. Ace in the hole and Dark Binding both connect. Japanese import will find the kill under Hurricanes.
I cannot believe what I just watched out of 5Fire. That was some of the cleanest Akali plays I've ever seen.
I consistently watch Professor Akali streams, and I don't see Akali play that clean very often.
That was absolutely disgusting. Do not give this man Akali again.
One thing we do need to point out is there's a 2-level advantage for this Gangplank in the top lane.
Look at this!
Oh my god, so much damage coming out. One more auto will do the Rek'Sai in, but...
Just forced him out. You are not going to contest this tower.
So much damage. 4-1-1 currently. 150 gold bounty.
You know, we talked a lot about Jae Young's performance on the Thresh in the last game, how impactful he was. But, you know, the unsung hero, even last game, was 5Fire because he allowed the jungler to sit in the bot lane because he was just crushing that mid lane so hard. And
we do have the ultimate coming in onto this. Caitlyn will find her out. Flash gets blown, but that will be a shutdown. Unfortunately, goes over to Applause.
Yep, you know, they were able to at least shut down the Caitlyn, hopefully reset the pressure a little bit. Perhaps they can look to take the second Mountain Drake, which would be so important for Bar here.
trying to figure out how Experiment has a 2-level disadvantage right now.
He's just been forced out of lane quite a bit.
Yeah, it's been forced out so much.
He is
A lot of poke coming through. We do have another Mountain Drake. Since they were able to pick up that second one, I'm sorry, the first one, this will be their second, they will absolutely melt through objectives right now.
Yeah, so if they are able to start finding, if they are able to find more picks and whatnot, they will be able to, like you said, mow these towers down. This Akali is playing so aggressive though. However, Bar is ready to respond.
Currently sitting in a 1v4, trying to find. Ooh, they will have the Paranoia come in onto this
Whoa,
Varus.
hide up
Almost. Ooh, Ignite onto the Vel'Koz. Maybe will. Oh, last tick will pick him up. Demonius the God does go down to the Ignite out of Jae Young.
What a clean play.
This Nocturne is nutty.
I am so... Like, it is so satisfying watching Cat1 play these grouped plays. They are very coordinated. They play these team fights so well. They're patient. They execute so cleanly. Champion mastery is evident. Oh, as we do see Akali playing by a little bit.
So much damage. Canterbarrage will pick him up.
Look at this. It's just such clean execution.
Yeah, we 4-1 and 4. Akali absolutely running away with the mid lane. They are able to pick that turret up. I'm not sure what boosted animals is going to be able to do top there.
You have a 4-1 and 4 Nocturne, a 4-1 and 4 Akali, and a 4-1 and 1 Caitlyn. Like, it is going to be so difficult for them to find a way to play back. If there's any hope, it's going to be through their CC lockdown, right? You need Varus to utilize Chain of Corruption, these fights, set it up, look for the life form disintegration.
Akali has found out Experiment 626, not a fight he wants to be in, as he is currently down 2 levels. Vel'Koz down 3. In a 1v2 here. Absolutely doing so much damage. Paranoia is available, but Nocturne isn't quite close enough as he is doing the Rift Scuttle. Akali may be going down here. Blows perfect execution to get out. Ace the Hole will pick up Demonius the God. Caitlyn trying to do whatever they can.
That was just a headshot.
Oh my god, so much damage coming out.
Ace in the Hole still available for Caitlyn here.
Ooh, Paranoia does come down. Absolutely pops this Thresh. Not where you want to be. These fights are not going in favor of boosted animals here. Sho'Gath does get hit by the binding. Ace the Hole comes through, doesn't even get activated.
You know what? There is a 14k gold lead. Rift is being thrown down. It's about to be a 15k gold lead.
I spoke with Boosted Animals before the game, and they asked me what champions I like to cast most, and I mentioned that my favorite type of team comp to cast is something where great global synergy. I said that my favorite champion to cast is the Nocturne. You guys can see why. There's so much fantastic stuff coming out. The Paranoia has been used so well. It's almost being used on people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm for you. Whenever it's up. And it's interesting because with this composition, if someone does get caught out by, let's say, a death sentence or something, it is so easy for Cat1 to pull the trigger to change the flow of the ball as Vel'Koz pull it. Fine.
Yeah, he's just trying to do whatever he can. One more auto will get him shut down. Comes through onto this Vel'Koz, and the minions will go ahead and pick it up. Chengyun is able to trade himself a kill.
Minions are the real MVP here. Now, last time...
Honestly, that definitely goes in favor of, boosted animals here. The Akali does get picked up, but even in a 1v3, I kind of favor the Akali here. Shutdown does come through as the Rek'Sai ultimate does get used. Void Rush, fantastic job there.
Two very crucial pickups there. And, I mean, you did with the Shutdown gold.
Yeah, Shutdown gold came through on both of those kills, so definitely favors Bar.
Definitely, but close that gold lead just a little bit. If they can keep doing this, if they can keep repeating this, there might be a chance for them to come back from this play. They need Varus to come online. They need Varus to get the Gwynsos going. Once Varus gets the Gwynsos going, then they have more of a chance. But the problem is who can stop Akali?
Yeah, once they have the Gwynso's Varus, if they can get there, once they have that, they have so much Baron take potential because he just will rip through it with double mountains and the fully stacked Rage Blade.
Sho'Gath doesn't even have a completed item yet. It's 19 minutes in.
Yeah, this is definitely, it feels bad for him. Definitely didn't have a favorable lane matchup there.
So I'm really curious to see how Bar chooses to play this on a macro level. We do have Infernal spawning as the next dragon.
They do catch out Rek'Sai here. Will be able to get himself out with that tunnel. are trying to catch back up with them. Claws. Death Sentence almost connects onto this Caitlyn. Very ballsy. Rupture won't find anyone. Cho'Gath trying to get out. 50 caliber, and that gets taken over the wall. Very aggressive by this Caitlyn. You do have Paranoia comes in onto Thresh. Japanese import on it. Rampage as he will find a double kill, triple kill onto this. Sorry, double kills coming over for both members of Cat 1 here. They will actually be able to pick up Changyun with the Lifeform Disintegration Ray, but 4 for 1, man.
Yeah, good pickup by good Demonius there. Trying his best there to try to mitigate the difference a little bit. Gonna try and clear this wave. Unfortunately, it does move the wave, so doesn't get to clear the back.
And honestly, there are so many fed members of Cat 1, it doesn't even matter that they picked off the game plan.
Yeah, I mean, they just got that Infernal for free, and they can look to set up Baron here.
Yeah, thankfully for Boosted Animals, all the members pretty much died at the same time, so they're all spawning back up right now, looking to see if they can find anything here, but they really just need to focus on slowing down the game, scaling up, and trying to find those picks.
Yeah, I mean, at this
Do you
point...
have Caitlyn getting caught out here, maybe going down? Ooh, multiple people getting caught out here. Akali trying to find whatever she can, but caught out. 1v3 is able to trade Hurricanes for himself. Paranoia comes down, able to find the Thresh. Japanese import absolutely dominated, currently sitting at 8-1-7 on this Nocturne.
Yeah, they're just going to look to run this in. I mean, they only have Rek'Sai and Cho'Gath available. You have Caitlyn, new range champion, although pretty open though, but don't even need them.
Yeah, you are sitting at 2 items plus a Zeal on this Caitlyn, so you don't even really need to be using your abilities anymore.
Yeah, they're going to pick up mid lane here. I'm expecting a reset move towards Baron here. As we have Caitlyn sitting on 2100 and Nocturne on 2k. Definitely would be an ideal time to back for the both of them.
Yeah, definitely looking to go ahead and probably, go ahead and pick up that static shield for Caitlyn. Probably a little bit of lifesteal also.
Yep, then there's the reset we were just discussing. Looks like Vel'Koz trying to build towards its Zhonya's, as he obviously needs to, as they have the Nocturne and Akali trying to jump on.
Actually opting a little bit of defensive, sitting at 7-1-8. I don't blame him picking up the Chain Vest and that stopwatch.
Yeah, you know what? Just doesn't want any chance of taking any damage from that Varus. The stopwatch being crucial because you utilize the stopwatch whenever either Rek'Sai ults you or Vel'Koz tries to execute you.
Yeah, not quite having that extra 1,300 gold for the F-Sword definitely helps to pick up that those components of the GA that you need.
Absolutely, as we see Morgana playing very aggressive here.
You have Cho'Gath who does get hit by the Binder. Aren't trying to contest over this blue buff, but it does go over the Vel'Koz.
But Akali is just split pushing in the bot lane here without anyone in bar to contest it right now. They're moving towards it, but they know that means sacrificing this Baron.
If they move towards it, it means sacrificing whoever you move towards the Akali.
Yeah. Akali gets a tower anyway.
Yeah, 1v3 currently for this Akali does have, oh my goodness, so much damage coming through. Will go ahead and just wipe this Varus out. Trying to just dodge
What am
the
I
hook.
watching?
Oh my god, the Shuriken flips. Lifeform Disintegration Ray will be able to pick him up, but that was 2 kills in a 1v3. Cho'Gath is trying to find whatever he can. He won't be able to get anything. Ace in the hole will come through, but this will be a Baron picked up by Red Team. Fantastic stopwatch will completely nullify the Void Rush. And this most likely will be Cat 1 just moving in and finishing out this game.
Yeah, they have 10 seconds on the bot lane, 30 seconds on both the top laner and jungler. They could very well look to end
At
it
least
here.
pick up inhibitors.
Yeah, but they will definitely look for the triple inhib here, at the very least.
Triple inhib, absolutely crippling. Paranoia does come in at quarter health. Absolutely ballsy for this Nocturne. Gameplay will get caught out. I think Fantastic Orange will get him out from that death sentence. And Boosted Animals, this I'm not even sure what they can do anymore.
Yeah, this is going to be really hard to come back from. At this point, it's just basically going to break mid here. They have no inhib towers left on the map.
Yeah, completely open base here. They've only been, actually they haven't even been able to take a tower themselves. They've been just pushed in all game.
Yeah, this has been, it's a 20k gold deficit inside of bar right now. This is really tough. You know, you have an Akali that just 1v3 and got 2 kills out of it.
Yeah, trying to find the gameplay. Actually, Akali still doing her thing in this 1v3, now with one of the tankier members, but still with the Death Cap and the Oblivion Orb. I actually also really like the mobility boots on this Akali. It's a really ballsy build.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic shuriken. I'm sorry,
Perfect
actually
execution.
will be the perfect execution rather than the shuriken flip.
This is a pretty good spot for Bar right now, actually. I mean, if
But
they,
it's at such a low cooldown, it doesn't even matter.
Cho'Gath doesn't find the silence.
Yeah, Ace in the Hole will come through, does blow flash, binding will connect, and that will be one more auto. Fire picks up the Cho'Gath, trying to move in and pick up his bot lane inhibitor. Hopefully they are able to get this going. Not necessarily what you want out of boosting animals for this one. Not sure what they're going to be able to do right now.
Yeah, Caitlyn did elect to go back to base.
Honestly, you can just have the Akali zone everyone. Oh, crap. Just have the Akali zone everyone out, and you can just have the rest of the team take it.
Oh, good
dead
dead
flank.
seconds.
Will end up going down to the turret shots, but
He did pick up the Varus.
yeah, end up trading himself onto the Varus, who will have to trade flashes so he doesn't get pulled into the fountain. But yeah, will just be a Cat 1 go ahead and Fire does so much damage, absolutely wipes him off the map. Morgana trying to get out, won't get knocked up. Blood Rush will come through, able to just trying to just pad their CDRs, but Winions will go ahead and pick up this game. Fantastic 2-0 start on the Cat 1.
Cat 1 is just being so dominant right now. That Akali was insane.
I'm honestly loving their jungler. DPI does some crazy stuff.
That was, oh yeah, definitely. DPI also played it really well, but Fire, I gotta give it a shout out. That was some of the cleanest mechanically proficient plays I've seen come out of an Akali. Those were just insane to watch.
Yeah, it was just a nutty game. Really fun to watch, and definitely some things to pay attention to if you have to play against Cat 1 moving into the second stage of our tournament.
Yeah, so Cat 1 is now 3-0 in their groups. So, be really curious to see what happens there. So, we will take a break here for a little while before the group stages begins. So
yeah, I think about an hour break, but
yeah,
we will have a time. Yeah,
we will return at 2:30 to begin the group stage. Give all the players a chance to rest, recuperate, come up with some strats because we are moving into the group stage, like I said. So look forward to that. We will take a about 15-minute break here. Again, 2:30 is when the stream will resume. I hope to see you then. Don't touch that browser.